U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry has called a top Indian official to express his regret over the treatment of an Indian diplomat arrested in New York on suspicion of visa fraud. Deputy Consul General Devyani Khobragade was handcuffed and strip-searched last week. Mr. Kerry spoke with India's National Security Advisor, who had described the treatment as despicable and barbaric. He said the unfortunate incident should not damage U.S.-Indian relations. Ms. Khobragade has denied allegations of visa fraud and making false statements, after she was accused of underpaying her Indian maid. The maid had complained the diplomat was paying her less than the minimum wage stipulated under U.S. visa requirements. Ms. Khobragade appeared in a Manhattan court last Friday and was freed on bail. Indignity. On Wednesday, Mr. Kerry called Indian National Security Advisor Shivshankar Menon in an effort to ensure the incident would not hurt the two nations' close relationship. State Department spokeswoman Marie Harf said it was particularly important to Secretary Kerry that foreign diplomats serving in the United States are accorded respect and dignity just as we expect our own diplomats should receive overseas. Earlier, Indian Prime Minister Manmohan Singh described Ms. Khobragade's treatment as deplorable, and Foreign Minister Salman Khurshid said it was his duty to restore the diplomat's dignity. The most important, immediate concern is to ensure that no further indignity is inflicted upon the young officer, and we are taking steps to ensure legally whatever is possible that we implement that immediately, Mr. Khurshid told the Indian Parliament. In terms of giving a strong, unambiguous, direct message to the United States of America, whatever I believe we were supposed to do, we did immediately. India media reported on Wednesday Ms. Khobragade was being transferred from her post as Deputy Consul General in New York to the UN mission in an effort to secure her immunity. But Ms. Harf later said the U.S. State Department had not received any request to approve a reassignment of the Indian diplomat. India has ordered a series of reprisals against the U.S. Security barricades around the U.S. Embassy in Delhi were removed and a visiting U.S. delegation was snubbed. National outrage. Opposition MPs from several Indian parties have called on the government to take further action against the U.S. Arun Jaitley of the main opposition Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, said India should take its bilateral relations more seriously and insist on being treated like equals by Washington. Senior BJP MP Yashwant Sinha has suggested India arrest the same-sex partners of U.S. diplomats, after the Indian Supreme Court upheld a colonial-era law criminalizing homosexuality, AFP news agency reported. The leader of the regional Bahujan Samaj Party, Mayawati, said India showed too much respect to visiting Americans. On Wednesday morning, The Times of India quoted from a letter Ms. Khobragade wrote to her Foreign Service colleagues in which she complained of a series of humiliations at the hands of the U.S. authorities. Although I must admit that I broke down many times as the indignities of repeated handcuffing, stripping and cavity searches, swabbing, in a hold-up with common criminals and drug addicts were all being imposed upon me. Despite my incessant assertions of immunity, I got the strength to regain composure and remain dignified, thinking that I must represent all of my colleagues and my country with confidence and pride, she wrote. Diplomatic immunity questioned. Ms. Khobragade, 39, was arrested last Thursday in New York and later freed on a $250,000. £153,000 bond after pleading not guilty to the charges. According to a filing in federal court in New York, Ms. Khobragade wrote on a visa application she planned to pay the maid and childcare worker $4,500, £2,746 per month. But investigators said the maid was instead paid $573 per month, or $3.31 per hour based on a 40-hour work week, less than the New York State minimum wage of $7.25 an hour. If found guilty, she faces a maximum sentence of 10 years for visa fraud and 5 years for making false statements. Ms. Khobragade will challenge her arrest on grounds of diplomatic immunity, her lawyer said. The U.S. State Department said that Ms. Khobragade did not have full diplomatic immunity. It said under the UN's Vienna Convention on Consular Relations, she is immune from arrest only for crimes committed in connection with her work.